Chapter 6. Love and Will. This constant effort to simplify your complex character and free it from unreal constraints is essential. However, it should not replace another important practice, meditation and deep focus. You need both. They're like two sides of the same coin. One deals with your moral growth and the other with your mental development. They work together to help you conquer yourself, as Ruysbroeck calls it, to bring all your abilities together and focus them on one goal. So don't separate these two practices in theory or in your actions. Meditation and regularly retreating to a peaceful inner space provide a sense of reality and inner calm. This is crucial to support the challenges of simplifying yourself, especially when facing the harshness, indifference, and negativity of the world. On the other hand, character building, with its continuous effort to improve and discipline yourself, prevents you from falling back into old habits and helps you enhance your contemplative abilities. An example of character building might be someone who used to have a quick temper, working diligently to become more patient and understanding through self-discipline and practice, ultimately leading to a more calm and composed disposition, which naturally lends itself to contemplation. These two significant changes in how you approach life are crucial. First, you shift your focus to see the world more accurately. Then, you intentionally reorganize your thoughts, efforts, and desires to align with this newfound understanding. To clarify, let's consider Alex. Alex struggled with financial management. They were drowning in debt, living paycheck to paycheck, and constantly stressed about money. Realizing they needed a change, Alex embarked on a journey of character building. Alex began reading books and attending financial seminars. They learned to see their financial situation accurately and recognize the need for change. Alex then organized their thoughts by creating a mantra. Financial freedom is my goal. They started tracking expenses and making thoughtful spending decisions. Instead of dining out every night, they cooked at home and put the money saved into a savings account. Slowly but surely, Alex's desires shifted. They no longer craved the temporary joy of impulse purchases. Their new passion was watching their savings grow and their debts decrease. Years passed, and Alex transformed their life. Their debt was paid off, and they had a substantial savings account. They even started investing wisely. They felt secure, happy, and free from financial stress. Alex's character-building journey led to a remarkable transformation from financial struggle to stability and wealth by shifting their focus, reorganizing their efforts, and changing their desires. Now, let's look at this from a more spiritually aimed pursuit in Catherine. Catherine always felt restless and disconnected from her inner self. She longed for a deeper sense of inner peace and spirituality. Determined to find it, she embarked on a journey of character building. Catherine first decided to take a break from her hectic life and started meditating daily. Through this practice, she began to see the world more clearly, recognizing the beauty in simple moments and the need for inner peace. Then, with newfound awareness, Catherine reorganized her thoughts and efforts. She learned to let go of past grievances and live in the present moment. She practiced kindness and compassion, not only toward others, but also toward herself. Over time, Catherine's desires shifted. Material possessions and external achievements lost their importance. She yearned for a deeper connection with the universe and a sense of oneness with all living beings. As the years passed, Catherine became a source of wisdom and serenity for those around her. Her journey of character building had led to her spiritual end goal, inner peace, and a profound connection to the spiritual realm. She found contentment in the simplicity of life and became a guiding light for others on their own spiritual journeys. Catherine's character-building journey led to a spiritual transformation from restlessness to inner peace and a deeper connection with the spiritual aspects of life. The same can happen for you. By doing this, you create a consistent and fulfilling life, and you protect yourself from becoming lost in mystical thoughts that don't lead to anything practical. According to the mystics, only what's real can truly understand reality. They believe that we see the world as we are, and our perception of the universe is influenced by our mindset. For instance, if two friends, an environmentalist and a financial institution executive, take a walk through a wooded park, each will experience the world around them differently. The environmentalist will likely be attuned to nature and the human relationship with it, while the executive may well key in on the cost of maintaining a public space for such walks. This realness must encompass all aspects of your being, not just some abstract spiritual sense. That's why it's essential to practice both recollection, connecting with the spiritual world, and self-simplification, simplifying your inner self. They go hand in hand. These practices gradually free your mind, willpower, and emotions from being solely focused on your own or your group's temporary interests. If you practice these things, you'll eventually notice a profound and clear change in yourself. It might take a while, even a long time, but the effort is worth it. You'll become more adaptable, less rigid in your thinking, and better at handling life's ups and downs. Your priorities will shift quietly. You won't be so focused on winning for yourself or valuing only what's right in front of you. You'll develop what the mystics call freedom from excessive attachments. The desire for possessions and control won't consume you anymore. Because of this, you'll experience a deep inner freedom, a feeling of openness and calm. Freed from the obsessions that used to rule you, your willpower, emotions, and thoughts will all align with your truest self. They'll work together, focused on what truly matters. It's like they've merged into a powerful force that can help you achieve your deepest goals. So how should you put this into action? Well, it needs to be practical, expressed through your actions and movements. It means fully engaging your whole self, eagerly and confidently reaching out to the new world that's waiting for you. Just as you focused your scattered thoughts during recollection and eliminated unworthy desires through detachment exercises, now you need to stop wavering between the inward and outward impulses of your soul. Instead, you should push forward with all your strength, not just soaking in ideas, but actively pouring out your will and love. Taking the first step towards a genuine contemplative life is often referred to as a conative act by psychologists. This term signifies a purposeful action or behavior driven by the desire to achieve a specific goal or fulfill a particular longing. In simpler terms, it's when you consciously do something with a clear intention, like eating when you're hungry or studying diligently for good grades. Conative acts revolve around your intentions and the actions you take to attain your objectives. It's important to note that contemplation isn't mere daydreaming or idle pondering. Instead, it resembles the intense effort of truly seeing, akin to a passionate and self-forgetful act of connecting deeply with something greater, similar to what artists experience when they create. This might be likened to the awe at gazing aurora borealis. To elaborate on this point, an ancient English mystic used the phrase blind intent stretching to convey the idea of an unwavering determination and a deep concealed love. This determination and love are directed towards the pursuit of what they referred to as ultimate beauty. Even when faced with the difficulties and contradictions inherent in our ever-changing world, this mystic believed that this hidden love persists. On the other hand, the renowned mystic Ruysbroeck described this pursuit as a loving stretching out towards what he called reality. In essence, he portrayed contemplation as an act of affection and devotion directed towards a profound understanding of the ultimate truth or the fundamental nature of existence. Both mystics stress that contemplation involves a profound and passionate quest for a deeper spiritual or existential comprehension. This journey demands inner resolve, courage, and a sustained commitment, even when confronted with the complexities and challenges of the world. When we look at these definitions, something interesting stands out. They seem to overlook one of humanity's greatest assets, pure intellect. The spiritual folks who believe they can reach the highest realms of knowledge might find this odd. It's almost as if the mystics agree with Keats, who thought emotions were more important than thoughts. They seem to be searching for new and intense feelings rather than pursuing new and precise ideas. They keep telling us that even our most brilliant thoughts about the divine are only slightly better than our worst ones. They emphasize that a loving intuition is the only true, reliable guide. In their view, you can connect with the divine and hold on to that connection through love, but thinking alone won't get you there. But don't make the mistake of thinking that things beyond reason are automatically irrational. True, strong feelings, when genuine, don't contradict the highest achievements of thought. They actually go beyond and enhance them. They include all the steps that thought would take to reach the same conclusion if thought could reach that level, which it cannot. In the beginning, when you started gathering yourself and exploring who you truly are, thought played a role. Analysis, criticism, and deduction helped you with that process. But now it's love and willpower, the emotions, intentions, and passionate desires within you that should guide your actions and enable your success. Imagine a dating relationship that's purely intellectual. It wouldn't be very appealing, right? Contemplation is similar. It's an act of love, not a critical examination of divine reality. It's like pursuing something you passionately desire, reaching out to it, experiencing it firsthand, rather than just thinking about it. Think of it as your whole self responding to those higher powers outside of you that touch and move you. You need deep humility toward these powers and a willingness to let them guide you. This is essential for success. Mystics often talk about these subtle connections that become more apparent as your soul becomes more attuned to its spiritual surroundings. Sense, feeling, taste, complacency, and sight, these are the true and real joys, the living, flowing, inward melting, bright and heavenly pleasures. All the rest are toys, all which are founded in desire, as light in flame and heat in fire. Henry Vaughan. But this new way of connecting with the universe isn't about relying on raw, disorganized feelings. Contemplation isn't about surrendering blindly to every mystical impression you encounter. It's not about being overly sentimental or emotional, and it definitely doesn't involve abandoning reason for spiritual foolishness. Instead, it requires using all your inner faculties, but in a different way. The three major abilities you're familiar with, love, thought, and willpower, have been honed during your inner journey. They've become more focused and less scattered among various distractions. Now, at the core of your being, you have these three powerful tools, almost like you're in an interior castle. In this moment of contemplation, you can fully engage them without being pulled in different directions by the demands of everyday life. In your previous idea of a normal life, love in its broadest sense, desire, emotional inclination, has guided what you do. You acted, pursued things, learned, and even endured hardships because, deep down, you wanted to. Your willpower did the tasks that love motivated you to do, and your thoughts processed the outcomes, creating explanations for the world you interacted with. But now, after purifying your love, You see and desire something that thought can't fully grasp, let alone explain. Ruysbroeck says that contemplation is a form of knowing that doesn't align with reason, and reason is designed to handle the matters of our everyday temporal world. If you let reason tackle your experience of eternity, it will distort and try to fit that ineffable vision into a system it can understand. This is why contemplative thinkers often warn against relying on thought when dealing with spiritual insights. They emphasize the need for a clear and focused intent, like stretching toward the real essence. A wise saying from Augustine captures this idea: love and do whatever you like. It suggests that what truly matters is the deep motivation behind your actions, not just the surface level activity. Christian mystics consistently emphasize the incredible power of love and will. They believe that if your heart's desire is intense and diligent, it's a better indicator of possible fulfillment than the most sophisticated spiritual theories. They suggest that love in particular played a role in creating the very worlds we inhabit. According to them, when you eagerly reach out towards what's real, you naturally move closer to it, syncing with its rhythm. By humbly and wholeheartedly surrendering to reality, you allow it to enter your soul. This two-way process embodies the essence of true love, which both gives and receives, yields and demands. If you are patient and devoted, this twofold act is certain to lead to success in the end. Your ignorance will eventually fade away, and you'll grasp the real and the eternal, much like you perceive the sunshine when the sky is clear of clouds. Therefore, they encourage you to strike that thick cloud of unknowing with a sharp, longing love, and suddenly it will part, revealing the clear, blue sky beyond. Strike, press, push, strive. These are strong words often used by contemplatives to describe the early stages of their practice. Clearly, getting rid of long, wandering thoughts doesn't allow laziness. Instead, you need to be enthusiastic and work diligently on new levels of awareness. On these new planes, your senses will become more intense. You'll see, hear, touch, and taste things with heightened clarity. These senses will become tools for deep intuition and loving knowledge through union. You'll realize that the ardent will, which has become the active expression of your deepest and purest desires, plays a crucial role in your journey. Your recollected and simplified self should center itself around this will. From there, you should look out into the world with a steady, deliberate gaze filled with love. Looking with the eyes of love might sound vague and sentimental, but it's actually the core of spiritual communion, and it leads to important results. This approach requires complete humility and receptiveness. You observe without criticism or clever analysis, seeing things as they are, not for your benefit. In this way, you let go of your self-centered perspective and begin to see things for their intrinsic value, similar to how an artist sees their subject. You connect with the unity within you, reaching out to the unity in the world around you. This leads to a simple vision that poets and mystics talk about, a clear, undistorted understanding of things, unlike the narrow focus of practical people. When you see with this perspective, you perceive reality without the distortions of hate, rivalry, or prejudice. In the stillness that recollection brings, you receive new music, colors, and light from the outside world. The conscious love that enables this vision may fluctuate, as change is part of life. However, the will ignited by that love can keep your focus in the right direction. It prevents you from reverting to unreal and self-centered views. Even in darkness and the suffering it may bring to an awakened spirit, your will can continue its mission, carving a path towards new levels of reality. This transitional stage in the development of contemplative abilities marks the end of their basic training and the beginning of their real work. It focuses on strengthening and further refining the willpower that self-simplification has detached from its previous fixation on the unreal desires and interests of the self. This willpower, when merged with your intuitive love, becomes the true driving force behind your connection with reality. It's like a simple eye of intention, something that is uniquely yours. Ultimately, it shapes your universe and guides your destiny. This simple eye of intention is essentially a combination of strong will and pure desire directed toward what is best.